naturalization papers, skin complexion. So my father's complexion is fair, which is a fucked up word for complexion. What is that? That's not a spectrum of color, that's not a tint. What is fair? Fair-skinned, what is that? And my mother's complexion is medium. Welcome to the empire. This is to certify that my mother is now natural. Complexion, medium, certified. Not too sweet, not quite hot. Not too black, not quite white. What was so middle about her? Hands detangled, parted and quilted thick black waves into braids. Rolled grape leaves with style and speed. Scrubbed ovens, knees and backs of ears cleaned with love. Nails always look neat, but on closer inspection chipped and tug-tired her voice. Singing Kulthum to foreign raised ears. Certified citizen, natural, complexion, medium. How would hips be categorized? Childbearing or nose? Semitic? Would your butt be your African trait? Eyes Indian, hair mulatto, tongue Arab. Mama, you natural woman of sun, water, air. Given a nation, though no land. Palestinian woman. Loss embroidered on your forehead. More than thin-ass pieces of paper that could never certify your dreams, aspirations, heartbreaks. You can make vegans eat your lamb with relish. Rip your heart out to feed your man. You who makes rhinestones sparkle diamonds. Sequin your daughter's ears with your laugh. Memorized but didn't have dead presidents. Backwards and forwards for citizenship. A place to lay your head, but always told us, take me home when I'm dead. Woman, natural, medium, middle to nothing. Never can they certify what they don't understand. So, thank you. I appreciate y'all. I want to read a poem called Letter to Anthony, Critical Resistance. And I wrote this poem to my friend Anthony, who spent 13 and a half years in jail for a crime he committed as a teenager. And Critical Resistance is an organization in the States that's based in the West Coast that tries to get people to think about three words: prison, industry, and complex. And we try to bring those three words together to talk about a prison industrial complex, which is our war machine at home. It's our war economy that stays inside. So I wrote this for my homeboy, but I'll tell you, he has many, like all of us, he's very dynamic. So he was an MC, his MC name was Nympho9. His graffiti tag was Bronx Bomber. And like everybody who goes to jail, he went to jail and became a Muslim. Why? Because freedom is everywhere, and God is especially there. And he became Nazim. So in this letter, it's all the same person. And I would tell him after I finished writing this poem, and the first time I read it was like, you know, to this big group of people who work around prisons. And I came home, and when he called me collect, you know, if you ever get a call from a federal prison, the first thing you hear is a woman's voice that says, this call is from a federal prison. So, you know, I was like, oh my God, I just read the poem in front of all these people and I said your name and it was amazing. And he's like, have you been studying your surahs? And I'm like, just id'ili, please. Letter to Anthony, Critical Resistance. 1. This is not a prepaid call. This is not a poem. This is not a letter written from a woman on the inside. This is a Dear Nazim, a.k.a. Nympho9, a.k.a. Bronx Bomber, a.k.a. Anthony, a.k.a. 4285105458812. Hey, bro. I hope this finds you well and safe. I have carried these words for months through ports and air, and I still have a hard time, 5 years later, writing you when I travel. But your letters I take with me. The graffiti you throw at the end of a dozen handwritten, double-sided, single-spaced, Muslim oil-scented legal sheets offer me a home in polyester hotel rooms. You have never been on an airplane. I think of that often when I try to help women place words together into rhymes or lines. These women try to make sense of their lives. What makes me different? I mean, people actually pay you, they say, to read some poems and talk? Shit, I got a lot to say. Let someone pay me to talk. Fuck that, just get me out of here and I'll talk, sing, dance, shut up if they want. I don't tell them I get paid just enough for rent. Rent means a home. Even if you broke, it's home. We workshop poems, and their stories are not original or fictional. A woman will tell you every home she has ever inhabited has been broken into, starting with her body. I never leave a prison without my head splitting down my spine, an iron hand on my lungs when you call, Anthony. And that woman's voice says, this is a prepaid call. Press 5 to accept this call. I press 5, count to 3, take a deep breath, and pray. We talk. And when the voice interrupts any intimacy we've embroidered via phone wires with, this call is from a federal prison, we pick up the shards of our conversation, desperate to finish before the next two. I have always loved criminals. I tell people who try to shame me into silence with words like television, conjugal, college, libraries. They say, could you imagine a library in a Nigerian, a Chinese, a Colombian prison? Do you know what happens in the world? Americans are spoiled. No idea how lucky we are here. Even you often write how your time has offered reflection, meditation, deepened your faith. But you're 27 and have 10 years to go nowhere. How much deeper you gonna get? Until a system based on money deems you rehabilitated. I have always loved criminals. And the way you bomb my tag, but a phoenix, all across your letters reminds me our affirmation is considered vandalism. I have always loved criminals. And not only the thugged out bravado of rap videos and champagne poppin' hustlers, but my father, born an Arab baby boy on the forced way out of his homeland, his mother exiled and pregnant gave birth in a camp. The world pointed and said, Palestinians do not exist. Palestinians are roaches. Palestinians are two-legged dogs. And Israel built jails and weapons and a history based on the absence of a people. Israel made itself holy and chosen, and my existence a crime. So I have always loved criminals. It is a love of self, and I will not cut off any part of me and place it behind fences and bars and the fake-ass belief that there is a difference between the inside and the outside. There is no outside anywhere anymore, just where we are and what we do while we are here. And there are people, Anthony, who make a connection between you, Puerto Rican rhyme slayer, beautiful men, and young girls twisted into sex work. And these people, Nazim, they are working to stop prisons from being economically beneficial to depressed communities. And these people, Bronx Bomber, they imagine a world where money can't be made off the hurt of the young, the poor, the colored, the sexualized, the different. And these people, Nympho, they never heard you spit lyrics, and they won't see the cut of your brilliance from these mere words. But these people, 42851-054-5812, they believe human beings can never be reduced to numbers, not in concentration camps or reservations, not in refugee camps, not in schools, and not in jails. These people, brother, they resist. I will share these words with them, and I will in your name and in the names of all who imagine. Stay well and safe, resist and love. Suheir. So I wanted to do something different a little bit. I'm going to read a poem that I wrote for New Orleans, the people of New Orleans, whom I love very much. But I thought, you know, because all of the college groups that came together, did you all know how many different types of sponsors we had to bring this together? And how they have to all be friends now forever and deal with each other for the rest of their lives? I have the flyer.